Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, and
Patreon.com/upNXT.
yes, patreon.com/upNXT. We are your NXT friends.
Friends.
Yes. So the Wednesday Night Wars in pro wrestling wages on. AEW Dynamite versus NXT, but it seems like NXT is invading all sorts of different things, and wrestling's just crazy for us now.
Wrestling's crazy right now, and that Full Gear seems like an eternity ago now.
And it was just this week.
It's just on Saturday.
It was
it's crazy.
Just
That's how fast the landscape moves in wrestling.
Yeah, I can't. There's something else that happened. This guy named CM Punk showed up on this like talk show. I don't know.
This new rookie guy. I believe he's from MMA.
I know he's in this new horror movie.
Right.
I never know. Oh yeah, he was in the UFC. Yeah.
I played a game the other day. I went to Snakes and Lattes. It's
a board game.
It's a board game cafe bar, and there's a game called Buffalo, which is. Have you played it before?
No, I don't know.
You turn over two cards at the same time, and it will be like a hairy politician.
Okay.
And you got to think of like a hairy politician.
Okay.
And if you can't think, you turn over two more. So if you can match like hairy with like wrestler, you'd go Killian Dane, and you take those away. And it builds up, and there was a Punk author. Whoa. And I had to justify. I was like, CM Punk. I mean, his name's Punk. He's kind of punk. He wrote some comics once.
Oh, technically.
Is that an author?
Yeah.
And so we had to look it up. Yep, technically an author. Wow. So I won the round with that.
Wow.
So and then before you know it, he's back on our TVs.
Wow, you called it.
Yeah.
Just because you knew he was a Punk author.
Yes.
Now he's back in the WWE, kind of. I'm not super excited about this because until I see him wrestle. And you know what? I might be in the minority, but I kind of would like to see him fight Triple H. It already is a story that everyone kind of is like, huh.
Yeah.
Neither of those guys want to lay down to each other.
The way I see it like the 2K games. Because the 2K games are like, it's not WWE. It's 2K is the company.
The company.
Similar here, it's Fox is the company. And 2K have wanted like Goldberg and Sting and Angle over the years. And in getting them, it's kind of rebuilt that bridge.
Yeah,
and
opening the door.
It opens the door, exactly. And more discussions have been made.
They all come back. Everybody's got a price.
The problem is, whenever that's happened, you lose that pop you get. So when Lesnar returned after, what was it, WrestleMania 28?
Yeah, whatever it was.
I believe.
He just showed up.
He showed up the next day, and there were rumblings going around that he'd re-signed.
Yeah.
But that pop is fucking huge because Lesnar returned.
I think he won't wrestle for quite a while, but then eventually, he'll have one or two.
I think he will. He will at some point.
See. Yeah.
I don't think it will be as soon as Survivor Series, which a lot of people think. But
WrestleMania, CM Punk versus Triple H.
Yeah.
And somehow Shawn Michaels gets involved and costs Triple H the match. Thus far, CM Punk beats him. Thus far, setting up Triple H versus Shawn Michaels at the next year's WrestleMania.
That would be at Saudi Mania.
Yeah, sure. So that's a kind of big news in the world of wrestling. So we will get into the NXT review, but we did an extra show right before we did this show and watched NXT because Disney Plus came out.
Yes.
We both got it. You paid for it.
You didn't.
My friend, I have justification. A friend of mine bought Disney Plus. He just bought it, and he gave me his login.
Right.
And not only that, he made me a separate account on the login, and he loaded it with my watch list of all things I love, like Muppets, Spider-Man, X-Men, Smart Guy, even Stevens, Lizzie McGuire, all this shit I want to watch. And he says, because you let me use your Netflix for 3 years, you can share this with me. Not only did I let him use my Netflix, he shared it with his mom and grandma.
Right.
And then they started liking and rating things they were watching. Thus, my whole Netflix started only showing me things.
So you're being recommended shit you don't want to watch.
And I couldn't access like all the other stuff that I like watching. So eventually it was like fucking my Netflix up. So I was like, yo, listen, dude, it's got to stop. It's over.
Messing with the algorithm.
It felt like I was breaking up. I'm like, listen, it's over. You can't use my Netflix. So now he feels bad. And I'm using his his Disney Plus. And we watched a show that just came out, The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Star Wars, Jon Favreau. We did a review.
We did.
We put it on our Patreon for free. It's up there for free. You can go there. And it's on this normal podcast.
It'll be on our upNXT feed as well.
Yeah, we just decided to do it for you guys just because we're Star Wars nerds.
And yeah, we really want to try and keep this up to go through the whole series. Yeah. Maybe there'll be weeks we won't be able to, and we'll might bundle 2 episodes together.
Sure.
But as long as we're available, we'd like to keep talking The Mandalorian.
Yeah, so go check that out if you're a Star Wars geek. It is spoilers, so watch it first before you go listen to it. We will warn you when you listen to it. So we've been watching that. I've been watching a bunch of Disney stuff now. That's just been my life the last day. I watched like literally everything. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Nightmare Before Christmas, X-Men 90s cartoon.
Nice.
Theme songs lit.
Yeah.
So that's what
it's a good thing to have. Like I've got Crave, Netflix, Prime, and Disney Plus now. Who needs cable?
Just pay for all these
on the network.
I just mooch off other people.
You do, yeah.
I do pay for my Netflix. So, and my Apple Music.
Okay.
So I do pay for things. I do. I'm not just a moocher.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a moocher. So is there anything else? How are you going? What's going on?
I'm good. Yeah.
We have some shows coming out that we already recorded this week because you're going away.
Yeah. So I'm leaving for New York in the morning.
Yes.
I booked this trip because, as many of you know, this show is based in Toronto, Canada.
Yes.
This is a Canadian podcast.
This is where we, the Braden and Davie experience, live in the BDE, which is the Braden Davie estate in Toronto.
Exactly. And I, as you can hear, am not Canadian. I'm British and have lived here coming up for 4 years now. Cool. And have been working and battling away at getting my residency. So yes. My initial visa ran out a year and a half ago. And I've been in the process of getting permanent residency.
Yes.
Which I got at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But you have to activate it. And in order to activate it, you need to leave the country and come back in. Now, I could just go to Niagara, cross a bridge, walk back over, or Buffalo or something like that. That ain't much fun.
Well, you try to convince me to go to War Games and Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But we've done WrestleMania and SummerSlam this year. I'm like, man, I've seen a lot of wrestling. I think I'm going to sit this one out. So instead, you're going to New York.
Yeah. So I booked a trip to New York. I'm going in the morning. It's been stressful today. I've been working all day. I still got laundry to do. I still got to pack. Had to watch NXT and got to do this show. But I'm excited. I've got my Red Rain energy drink. I'm ready to go, baby.
Gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting. But
we had some coffee earlier. You should be already buzzing.
No, I've been living off coffee all day.
It's
not doing much.
Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of coffee lately. I tried to switch to green tea again.
Green tea's good.
It lasted me one day. And I went, the caffeine isn't there.
It doesn't work the same way.
Definitely not. This show we watched tonight though was a bit of a wake up. But before we go into NXT, we should mention some of the shows we did record and are doing. So we had Best Match Ever, where we talk about the best wrestling matches ever. Mm-hmm. We did Misawa versus Kabashi. That one was awesome. Go check that. That's on our Patreon. $5 a month gets you all these shows, North American championships. We got a What's Next coming out with Seth Rollins, baby Seth Rollins, on the hunt for the brand new NXT title, which haven't even been crowned yet. That's starting there.
He just faced Drew McIntyre in the, I believe, July 25th, 2012 episode of NXT.
Then if you're a world champion tier for our Patreon, you get to choose something in a show we call Up Yours, where you get to pick. So we did Spider-Man 3 because this guy Eric just wanted us to do Spider-Man 3 so badly. We did it. It was a lot of fun. Our next world champion tier, John Cena Evil, who joins on your Evolve shows that you just put out with Jesse from the Six. So go check those out. Those ones are for free as well, covering all the Evolve. But then John Cena chose Wu-Tang and American Saga, this new Hulu series. And it was way better than we kind of were expecting.
I really enjoyed it. It's completely out of my wheelhouse, but that should be up on Sunday. So look out for that show.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. So we watched that. We have John come in and kind of tell us what he likes. And you quiz him on the show and his love for the Wu-Tang. And it was pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. So we have a lot of shows on our Patreon. Again, patreon.com/upnext. You can help support us and get all these extra shows that we put out because we've just done so much. We did the Terminator as well. We're going to be doing more Star Wars and with all this Mandalorian and
Absolutely.
And the new what is it, Last of the Skywalker?
Last of Skywalker coming out very soon,
man.
in about
So
a month's time.
We'll get into that as well. So we have so much stuff coming out. We did watch AEW Full Gear. We went to John and Way's and we watched it. John and Way are going to be joining us on our Patreon for a show you came up with, where you pick Survivor Series team. It's a dream. It's like a dream show, a dream show podcast where we got to pick a dream Survivor Series team. But then we're also just going to talk about Survivor Series and stuff
for sure.
well. So it's going to be lit. But since NXT is invading the main roster here at Post Wrestling, I feel like me and you, we're part of Post Wrestling, but we're still like that up next, that side promotion,
We're like in Full Sail, pretty much.
Exactly. BDE is essentially Full Sail, except the crowd gets a little more hot here sometimes. So we decided, maybe we should invade. Should we invade Post Wrestling? Like if NXT gets to do it, we should do it.
We should do it as well. Yeah.
Like you're getting dream matches with all these combined superstars. Well, we think maybe we should combine podcasters for one night of the year.
Absolutely.
Survivor Series, last podcaster standing. So more of that to come leading into Survivor Series weekend. And we will be doing a takeover review as well. So get ready for all the content we're putting out. We're super excited. We love our Patreon supporters because they're letting us do all this stuff. It's been awesome. Okay, now we can talk about tonight's NXT.
Just before we go in, there's one bit of NXT news that came out just a few hours ago regarding Jordan Myles. ACH. Most of you are probably aware of the story that's been going on with him. There was a shirt that was made by WWE for him that has some pretty negative racial connotations, whether intentionally or not. The shirt was pulled. Jordan Myles, ACH, was very unhappy with it and kind of went on a bit of a rant on Twitter and put out a deadline when he wanted WWE to respond to him by, and there was lots of tweeting and deleting and completely rightfully so. He'd be pissed off by this. It wasn't an appropriate shirt.
Now, some people are saying that he did approve the shirt on a white shirt, and some people are saying different things. I mean, I don't know. I like you said, people are tweeting and deleting things and such. Like the designer, I think, even got involved in this regard. It was a whole messy situation, but he kind of went a little overboard because he started calling out other people. He called out Jay Lethal for no reason. He started going out with a little banter with Booker T, who wanted nothing to do with him. It just got a little out of control. So today he did a video.
Yeah.
And this was a strange one. It's like him in his car, a selfie video, and he basically is saying, F the WWE, I quit. I am now going by, ACH, call me Super ACH. And he says that Jordan Myles is his slave name.
Yeah, he says he wants nothing to do with that name. It's a slave name.
Just I don't know. I don't even
it's a real shame. It's a messy situation.
Yeah.
Obviously, something happened that rightfully so upset him, but the way he's gone about everything, I kind of feel it doesn't get his message across in an effective way. And I'm just a bit worried for the guy, to be honest. It didn't seem it didn't kind of seem normal for me, this video. It's out there. It's completely burning a bridge there.
Yes.
And I can see a lot of people maybe not wanting to deal with him.
I wanted
professionally.
everything to kind of be worked out.
Yeah.
But it seems like it might not just go in that direction right now. So hopefully, everyone's okay in this thing. I don't know.
For sure.
It's just very unfortunate that it happened. So he won the breakout tournament.
Yeah.
I guess that he had that match against Adam Cole and now he's gone.
Yeah, the future did look bright for him in WWE. They put a big shine on him with the breakout tournament, had a fantastic match against Adam Cole on TV. And since then all this stuff's happened and we haven't seen him since then. And it appears that he's left now. He's quit. So,
or was he fired?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, the truth might come out one time, but obviously a lot of very unhappy people there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's too bad. Why can't we all just get along?
I know.
I know. It's all unfortunate. So let's go into NXT now. Is there anything else? Are you sure?
I think good? That's it. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm good. Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. NXT, November 13th, 2019. Full Sail University. Let's go. We start the night off with a recap of last night and a recap of some of the invasion that's been going on in the WWE main roster and such. But we kick off the show with a Cruiserweight Championship match. They do the classic intro with the lights off and the spotlights with the intros here. Lio Rush defending his Cruiserweight Championship against Angel Garza. It's noted that Lio Rush's wife and 2 kids are front row here in the corner. They mentioned that. And the match starts off, and both of these guys are like really fast, obviously Cruiserweight match, and they're going like toe for toe, high speeds. And Mario has a line that says they are both faster than 5G. Do we have 5G?
We definitely do not have 5G here. I think we're meant to, but
they go like toe for toe, trying to like out test each other, like go faster than each other. Angel then goes outside the ring, and Garza goes all the way up to Lio Rush's wife and kids and takes his pants off.
Ooh.
He's a flasher.
Now, I'd say both these guys have a pretty similar personality. They're both very cocky.
Yeah.
Both got a bit of a twinkle in their eye.
Yeah.
And kind of, I feel one week you could be positioned as a heel if you need to be. One week you can be a babyface.
Yeah.
And to be honest, with this match, it completely worked for me because they're both just trying to out-cheek each other, really.
Be cheeky. Yeah, they're 2 little cheeky guys. He goes back into the ring. So this makes Lio Rush mad.
Do not mess with the family.
Never take off pants in front of someone else's wife. That's the naked man right there, just getting in the nude. He goes back into the ring, and Lio Rush hits a huge satellite DDT for a 2. There's a tope suicida from Rush, but Angel Garza catches him and power slams him on the outside. Awesome spot. There's a Hurricane Rana or a Frankensteiner during a commercial break by Rush in the picture-in-picture. Coming back, Rush is slapping the shit out of Garza. They go up top for like a drop kick, but it was like to the back. Like he gets pretty much drop kicked here. It looked really kind of nasty where Lio Rush's head, he gets drop kicked and then his head's supposed to go through his own legs, and like it looks like his head hit the mat. Like he's flexible.
Yeah.
So there's a moonsault miss from Garza, but then Lio Rush hits like, and then prettier, but you spin out like a bunch of times when you hit it, like the kill switch, the unprettier there. Only a 2 count. Garza then hits this like moonsault power slam off the top for a
which
2
looked
count.
really cool.
And
really,
the crowd
really cool.
here is super into this match. Full Sail University, you guys have stepped it up since USA Network.
They were loud. Yeah, this opener, they were really, really loud.
There's a Spanish fly by Lio Rush, which Mario calls the Rush Hour, one of my favorite movies, Chris Tucker. There's a black mass type kick from Lio Rush, and not quite the black mass, but it looked like it.
Yeah, so Garza's kind of on his knees at this point, and it's, a spinning heel kick right to the back of the head.
Garza then somehow fights back and then hits the wing clipper, which is like this butterfly into like this like neck drop sit out thing, which is his finisher. But Lio Rush kicks out at 2. Garza then gets him in position for a second one, but climbs up the top rope with him in the position for the wing clipper again. Lio Rush fights back, headbutts a bunch. They headbutt each other. Lio Rush kind of does like a Hurricane Rana kind of, but through like the armpits almost, flipping him all the way off the top to the bottom. Hits a frog splash, but not quite the biggest frog splash. Garza kicks out at 2, so Lio Rush goes up again, and while Garza's like trying to grab the ropes to get to his feet, Lio Rush hits the final hour, the frog splash again on the anniversary of Eddie Guerrero's death. But it kind of looked more so like a Tanahashi high fly flow. But he hits this, and Lio Rush finally pins Angel Garza with the frog splash, high fly flow, final hour, whatever you want to call it. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. And Lio Rush retains the Cruiserweight Championship here in Full Sail.
Really, really hot match to start the show. The more I watch Garza, the more impressed I am.
Yep.
I love the early on in the match. Rush goes for his like sat out springboard stunner off the bottom rope.
The come up?
Yeah, exactly.
That's where he got kicked.
And that's where he gets double knees to the back of the head.
And like that's where his head gets like he gets hit to the back and his head like goes through his legs.
It looked so painful, so good. The crossbody moonsault, like it's like the power slam moonsault
Yeah.
like Bandito does,
Yeah.
was crazy. I thought the spinning heel kick looked great. I hate the headbutts. Jesse and I were talking about this on the Evolve show.
Yeah.
I think I just don't want to see it, whether it's a safe worked one or
Yeah, they look
not.
nasty.
I just don't want headbutts.
They look scary sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't hurt yourself, fellas.
I loved Rush's first final hour because it was as, you know how Kairi Sane often hits her elbow as the other person's like sitting up.
Yeah.
I loved that. I thought the second one looked a bit weaker and kind of a bit of a flat finish to the match, to be honest.
It was definitely Tanahashi's style.
Well, it was to the standing, but Tanahashi doesn't usually finish the match when they're stood.
I'm sure he has, but yeah.
I didn't quite. I thought for as hot as the match was, and considering we saw like Rush kicking out of Garza's wing clipper, which he's finished matches with, Garza kicking out of the final hour, I thought the final actual finish was a slightly flat for me. But the rest of the match, so hot. I really enjoyed this.
I mean, Lio Rush, ever since coming back, he's on this cool little push here with the Cruiserweight title. And Angel Garza's been like this enhancement talent that like he just keeps improving as well.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
He'll find his way, definitely. He'll find his wings, I should say. Angel Garza. Backstage, we have to rush backstage because something has happened. There has been an attack. We see a bunch of the women involved in the War Games match. They have been taken out. It's not quite the Full Sail parking lot, but do we count it? It's attached to it.
It looked like a little like nice garden patio. There were like
it's a college,
some
it's a university.
Stones, some shrubbery.
Oh man, you see some university students hitting some balls,
chilling out. Yeah,
they're like, whoa, what? They saw the attack. Remember when we had the whole Nikki Cross seeing who attacked Alex
from wasn't she like on the roof or something?
I missed that kind of stuff, like with a mystery. So it might lead to that because we're not sure who is taken out. I think it's is it Rhea Ripley and Tegan Nox?
Rhea Ripley and Tegan Nox are taken out.
We'll find out what happens later. Our next match here is Xia Li versus Aaliyah, the chick from the Six versus Mrs. Spicy. The match starts off and Xia Li is hot with the kicks here, and Mauro makes a Nas reference saying she has more kicks than a baby in a mother's stomach.
Oh, I picked that up as well.
Nasty Nas. You got to listen to some Nas when you're in New York.
Oh, I don't think so.
There's a bunch of roll-up attempts and like a power bomb. Vanessa Bourne is on the outside for Aaliyah here and tries to get involved, but doesn't do any effect. But Mia Yim does eat a really nice Northern Light suplex from Aaliyah. But then the match kind of was getting a little.
Sorry, Xia Li.
Sorry, no. Aaliyah hits the Northern.
You said Mia Yim.
Sorry. Oh my goodness. Xia Li and Aaliyah. Well, this is why I'm getting confused because there's two women's matches tonight, and both of them have injuries. And this is where the first one here, because I just say this match was getting a little weird and a little sloppy for me. And then Xia Li hits a kick to Aaliyah's nose, thus maybe perhaps breaking it now, reading some of their posts on social media. And Xia Li beats Aaliyah here with this, and Aaliyah is bleeding everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. Xia Li, I want to see more of. I can't say I'm a big fan of Aaliyah. But I just, ouch, this looked like it hurt. Oh my God. I hope.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. We were criticizing, many people were criticizing Cain Velasquez's striking in WWE because the problem, he's a legit striker. Right. So when you're doing it, trying not to hurt people, it can look bad. Xia Li is pretty new to wrestling. Like, I seem to remember they said she'd only wrestled like one match before the Mae Young Classic last year or something crazy like that. Insane. So she's only been doing this a year or so, but she is a martial artist, but again, like trained to actually kick people.
Really kick.
So when you're green to this and you're trying to do flashy kicks, but have to hold back, maybe it's not the safest all the time.
Ouch.
And unfortunately, Aaliyah, the chick from the Six.
Hope you're okay, girl.
Yeah.
Hope you're okay. Get better. This is a good redemption story. You can come back and fight her again.
For sure.
And beat her up.
Love to see it.
You love to see it. Up next, Finn Balor. He's coming down to the ring. He's got some things to get off his chest here. He comes down. He has a microphone. He says, well, this is NXT now, eh? This is NXT? What happened to NXT? What happened to this business? I used to be proud of this place. Now it's a joke. And then he points to the ramp where he attacked Johnny Gargano, because we should mention now on this show that Johnny Gargano has not been cleared to wrestle. He's been pulled from like everything, even meet and greets at Evolve shows, and he has been taken off the card here for TakeOver War Games.
Yeah. Now
we were suspicious on them announcing this and going forward with it, thinking maybe perhaps it was an angle, but it turns out that might not be the case since.
Yeah, I believe Ryan Satin reported it today, or it was yesterday on
Is it
Backstage.
still reporting if you're?
Well, that's the thing. It's like you still take stuff on this Backstage program. Like, is this a work?
Exactly,
like, what is it? And to be honest, I'm still dubious. I think after the plans tonight, it seems like maybe he is legit injured. Yes. I'm just surprised we haven't heard something more conclusive before today.
He's not cleared for War Games, but he could be cleared for Survivor Series.
Who knows? Who knows?
So Finn Balor points to the ramp and says, "That was the hype. That was all the hype. That's Mr. NXT. That's the heart. Gargano." He's still sore from something I did 3 weeks ago. You see, I built this place, but now it's just a bunch of little boys who've moved in. He says, "Don't get me started about Gargano. Don't even get me started about Matt Riddle." You know, he thinks he's running his mouth. All these guys running their mouth on social media. He doesn't know a damn. And here comes Matt Riddle coming into out of the darkness here, attacking Finn Balor, like rising out of the thing, attacking him. It's Finn Balor and Matt Riddle going after each other. He chases him out. Finn runs and escapes, and Bro grabs the mic and says, "You little putz, I'm right here. I'm right here." And this is when Shock the System, the Undisputed Era's music come out. They come out, all four of them rushing to the ring. They surround the ring where Matt Riddle is by himself. And Adam Cole with a microphone says, "Riddle, look, bro, it's just the wrong place, wrong time." But then Ciampa's music hits. He comes out. And then they say, "Do you want to see what we do?" And then Keith Lee is with him. Keith Lee says, "Look, I don't give a damn who you guys are. Come on, stand up to me. Why don't you fight me? Fight me, Adam Cole. Fight me."
Yeah, he said, "Yes, you beat Daniel Bryan. Yes, you stood up to Seth Rollins. But can you stand up to me?"
Yeah, you've had a good week, but you should be fighting me. And then Roderick Strong interferes and grabs the mic and says, "Who do you think you are?
You big dummy.
You big dummy. Don't you understand? Adam Cole, he had a busy week. He deserves a night off. So listen to me, you big dummy. You're going to have to fight me." And I really like this from Roderick Strong. It makes his character look like a badass.
I thought, like, I'm hot and cold with Roderick Strong's promos.
Yeah.
Like I've said it before, sometimes
you have a theory, and I think it's right. Your theory is when he cuts the promo in with Undisputed Era beside him, he cuts a good promo. When it's by himself, it
seems out of place. Yeah, that's right. It's like Joey works in Friends. Yeah. Joey as a standalone
on Joey
doesn't work.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that's with Roderick Strong.
Okay.
Now I loved this whole segment.
Yeah, it just keeps flowing and flowing.
But I felt I said to you as we were watching it, are they kind of pushed for time? Do they need to hit that commercial break? Because it seemed so quick.
I think because there was already a brawl and physicality.
And I think the main roster could learn from this, because this felt like if this was Monday Night Raw, this whole section would be 20 minutes at the top of the show.
It would slide into things
and
properly.
This was about 5, and it got the energy so built up. I thought everyone sounded fantastic.
Yeah.
This is the best Keith Lee has ever sounded in WWE.
Well, Keith Lee continues to say, "Well, hey, Roddy, I'm not picky, so let's do this." A referee comes down. They're going to start the match right now. Roddy gets his shirt off. It had the sticker on it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. And Keith Lee grabs him and throws him into the ring, and he starts beating up on him, and we go to commercial. When we come back, this match is continuing and is underway. Keith Lee is just beating the hell out of him. Roddy tries to fight back, jumps into Keith Lee, but he chops him so hard he falls to the ground. You see the sweat. Now, we did a show called Best Match Ever of Kobashi and Misawa. The chops in that are crazy, but Keith Lee has definitely watched those guys wrestle because his chops here are like frying pans.
So you have, Roddy tries lighting Lee up with chops and then bounces against the ropes to like jump at him with a big knee or something and just gets double palm strike in the chest.
He's like a bear, just swatting him. It's crazy. Roddy tries to fight back. He chops him down and then hits the wrecking ball dropkick to the outside. Roddy then in the ring fish hooks him. Charlie horses him, trying everything, and Roddy yells, "I told you, you ain't nothing." Lee fights back. He gets a splash in the corner, then a standing belly to belly, which like shows his strength. He doesn't even like bend anything.
So
just,
yeah,
like,
normally they'd like go to their back or like
Fall
bend their
with
back.
you.
He just stands there
He
and
just stands
flings
and
this
somehow
guy.
flips him like the X-Plex almost. It's pretty crazy. So there's that. There's a backbreaker by Lee. Roddy goes up top for like a knee strike, and then Roddy hits this monstrous superplex on Keith Lee all the way from the top to the bottom. It looked like he almost didn't even get him. It looked fantastic. Roddy and Keith Lee are amazing. Roderick goes for the stronghold attempt, but can't quite get it because Keith Lee is just too big. Roddy then hits his running forearms, but then runs into a clothesline that gets flipped inside out. Undisputed Era come down to the ring, but so does Ciampa. They start brawling. There's a super kick on Ciampa from Cole. Riddle comes out. He's fighting Fish, hits a flying clothesline, but here comes Finn Balor again to hit a sling blade and a double stomp on Riddle. Then there's chaos, which is distracting to Keith Lee. Roddy manages to hit an angle slam. Keith Lee kicks out, but then Keith Lee hits his fireman carry into the jackhammer, pinning Roderick Strong. But then Undisputed Era run in. They beat up the guy. They beat up everyone, and they're beating up Matt Riddle. They're beating up Ciampa. They're beating up Keith Lee. They're outnumbered. But here comes Dominic Dijakovic. He runs in for the save, beats up all of Undisputed Era, hits double choke slam on Fish and O'Reilly, and then hits the Feast Your Eyes on Adam Cole, and he stands tall defending the good guys against the Undisputed Era. So this again flowed continuously, was so long into the ending. The match was awesome. Roderick Strong and Keith Lee was fantastic. The chops was my favorite parts of this because Keith Lee is just swatting him out of the air.
I mean, this is what you'd expect from these two guys.
Yeah.
I think Keith Lee and Roderick Strong are just they've been your TV guys, just putting on stellar matches on TV week after week after week. I thought, as I said, this is the best Keith Lee has sounded. I haven't been overjoyed about his like backstage promos where because he's got this persona which is kind of calm, chill, and it doesn't, for me, it doesn't always engage me. Whereas here, I thought he still had that, but sounded badass and was like, "Come on, I'm gonna fight you." And I thought the match was great. The angle after with everyone attacking, really getting it hot for War Games. And I think Dominic Dijakovic is a great addition to this match.
Yes. So Dijakovic being added to this War Games match, and we'll go more into depth about the War Games match because there are going to be some announcements.
Yes, and they didn't completely resolve the feud between him and Lee because Ciampa offers out his hand to Dijakovic, who shakes it, so symbolizing, he's going to be in the match.
Yeah, you're in the match.
And then he turns around and still has a stare down with Lee. So it kind of seems like, we're going to put our differences aside for this, but you and I still have some unfinished business.
The next takeover, they're going to fight. The next takeover, they're going to fight.
They still need the rubber match.
The rubber match. Yeah, that's a lot of rubbers. That's what happened there. But then backstage, there's more pandemonium, as they say. We have cameras here, and now the horsewomen have been taken out in the back area, and it looked like Candice LeRae has been taken out as well. So all these women in the War Games match have been taken out, and we see a NXT debut of sorts for Scarlett Bordeaux, from Impact and the Indies and all over there. So she's here, like checking on the women. A bunch of security is here, and then Papa Triple H comes out, and he's like, "We need more security out here. Block the doors. We need it. Who did this? What's going on?" So all these women are being attacked. We're not sure if it's an invasion from the main roster or if it's.
Come on, guy. You just need security at Full Sail, full stop. I think
Full Sail is a dangerous place.
Just at least Wednesday night.
We used to judge the Full Sail parking lot being the most dangerous place in all of sports entertainment. But now I'm starting to think
it's slipping. It's everywhere.
I think it's just Full Sail.
Yeah.
Florida's a dangerous place for more reasons than one. But
get some more CCTV.
It's a university.
Get some security.
If university students, if this happens to university students, get caught in a crossfire, gets taken out by accident or something in a fight or a brawl, like there could be lawsuits.
No, I'm completely with you.
This could jeopardize their deal with Full Sail University. We always thought it was the parking lot, but no, it's so much more than that. It's so more in depth.
They should put up when NXT eventually starts touring, which I would think they will be at some point.
Maybe
they should sever their time. Look, too many of our guys are getting injured on your property. Like, what is going on?
We need more security cameras here in Full Sail. Honestly, I remember there's like food trucks in the front of it when they do these when they used to do the tapings. I mean, now it's live, but there used to be food trucks there. Super safe there. Everyone's just eating food, but in the back, oh boy, scary, terrifying stuff. So who attacked these people? We will find out because Triple H is mad. I love a good Triple H sighting here on NXT.
Yeah,
he's the dad. He's the Uncle Trips, Papa Trips, Papa H. We have a match here. Isaiah Swerve Scott going one-on-one against NXT's resident thick boy, Bronson Reed. It says thick on his...
Double C.
Thick.
Yeah.
Thick.
Stop that.
He's thicker than cold peanut butter.
Sure. Yeah.
He's thick. He's the thick boy. I'm going to start saying that. I'm going to start saying I'm the BDE's resident thick boy. How about that?
Cool.
So Swerve versus Bronson Reed. This is the Swerve is trying to be like very athletic and doing a bunch of like high flying backflips, counters, and like technical stuff. And then Bronson Reed just goes F that and does a classic like Yokozuna sit down right on.
So yeah, they're doing the
the
classic. It's usually at the start of the match. They're like Irish whip, drop down, leapfrog over. So when Swerve does the drop down, he just stops and sits on him.
Because the size difference here, obviously, Bronson Reed is a monster compared to Swerve Scott. Awesome spot here, representing Yokozuna and John Tenta. They go up top. They tease that like Reed is going to do like some sort of dive to the outside. And even Morrow was like, oh, I thought he was going to dive. But instead, they just kind of fight there. They come back from break. There's a German counter. Swerve lands on his feet and kicks him a bunch. There's a flying northern forearm to the neck from Swerve Scott. And then a rolling thunder jump up into the complete shot, kind of like the pay dirt. And then Reed fights back, hits a standing senton. They go up top and they tease the hell out of the top rope tombstone.
Yeah.
They just randomly like, oh my God, is he going to hit a tombstone?
I feel this was like, you see quite a lot in matches where they tease the German suplex off the apron to the floor, and they never do it apart from, didn't AJ do it in TNA or something?
Sure, yeah.
You're never going to see it, but the tease is enough to get you, oh shit, what are they going to do?
I'm not going to lie. I was kind of upset. Don't tease me with that. Don't say you're going to do a tombstone from the top rope, because it ended up just being like they get down, Reed is tangled in the ropes, and there's some sort of like DDT by Swerve kind of cradling with the legs there from the ropes, but only a 2 count. So they teased me with the tombstone, but like I didn't get it. So I was a little upset. Don't do that. He then goes for the rolling thunder into the roll up for another jumping up pay dirt, but instead Reed has him scouted, and Bronson Reed catches him with his huge like sit out spine buster. This was like flawless. Like the execution was perfect from these guys. He then hits I think I'm messing up the name, the Maury driver.
The Maury driver,
which should be his finish. We
said this before. I
think it's a messed up like Samoan drop. I remember playing as a kid with action figures, and like I used to have like Spider-Man and stuff. And this is like, I wasn't a huge wrestling fan, but I'm like 8 playing with like wrestling toys and stuff. Spider-Man fighting a wrestler or whatever. I would use this move as like my move as a kid.
It's like the Deadeye, but sit out.
Yeah, it's more painful, and he's huge. But it's only a 2 count here. And so I'm like, oh, I bit. Swerve fights back. They transition into some sort of like, he gets Reed kind of on his ass, sitting down. And then Swerve Scott hits the house call, which is like this running, jump up, swinging kick to the side of the head, a sweep kick there, almost like a, I don't know, Yakuza kick or something to the side of the head, the house call, and Swerve Scott pins Bronson Reed. It's Swerve's house here in NXT. This was a fun match as well.
I thought this was a fun match. It was a good showing for both of them. I can see Swerve going pretty far in definitely. WWE. I think he needs to just continue having great showcase matches.
He needed to win this match for me.
He did. I think he was the right one to go over.
They do the respect angle at the end here. They shake each other's hand.
Bronson Reed starting to impress more. Still not quite getting that strong style thing.
No. He's been joking about Samoa Joe on Twitter. You seen that? He challenged Samoa Joe for Survivor Series.
Okay.
He put up a fake image of the card being them
Right.
in the match, but I don't think that's happening.
I think he's someone who seems to have some personality as well that I'd like to see him showcase more.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I thought this was a fun match. Although there was one point in the match, obviously we said about Bronson Reed just sitting on him early on. Why does Swerve then try a sunset flip later on? You know you're just going to get sat on again. Stop putting yourself in positions where this big dude's going to sit on you.
He's like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Dropping down. So respect angle after that. Kathy Kelly is on the levitating ramp thing. What do we call this thing?
The balcony.
The balcony.
Yeah.
Cool balcony here in NXT. The new balcony. Love that new balcony.
It's like the VIP booth.
Yeah, nice. Kathy Kelly says that, all these attacks, the security has been up, Triple H advised, and that it might be an attacker from Raw or SmackDown. We're not sure. And then they announce a match for War Games. Matt Riddle will no longer be in the War Games match because he will be going one-on-one with Finn Balor at War Games in the pay-per-view. So that's pretty awesome. But that leaves another slot in that team because this was totally the Gargano spot, but he's totally taken
it out. Was. And you know me, I'm a huge Gargano fan.
Yeah.
I think this might be a blessing in disguise.
Sure.
I think we had a lot of Gargano going into the sort of New York takeover and Toronto takeover. It's been all Gargano, and
sure.
I think it's going to be good for him to rest him for a bit because he's going to come back to such a huge ovation when he eventually returns.
We'll see, because sometimes they don't like him, even though I think he's the best.
I know, but I think with him being rested a bit, I think it's being overexposed, especially to that Full Sail crowd. But
and that's something to look forward to.
But the only thing on the flip side I worry is he's only been on like one show since it's been USA. I feel he's barely featured on these USA Network shows. So for new viewers, they might not be as familiar with him.
We'll see.
But you can deal with that down the line.
Yeah, he'll get over. He's Johnny freaking Wrestling. Your best friend.
My best friend.
From our TakeOver tailgate.
Yes.
Right? You guys are best
mate.
So that's announced for TakeOver. That's going to be crazy. But our next match is Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane. As Pete Dunne comes down to the ring, you know what he's thinking. He's eyeing those fingers of Killian Dane. Killian Dane comes out, but is instantly attacked by Damian Priest, who's wearing a very tight leather shirt.
I know. Do you think I should get one?
Do you think I should get one?
No. Let's both get one.
Tight leather shirts and chains.
We'll wear it for these reviews when we're live.
Wow. When he wears it, he's got long hair. He's got like dark jeans or whatever. I'm going to keep saying it. He looks like he goes to after-hour clubs with vampires and hangs out with a strange crowd. That's all I can say about his character. But he attacks Killian Dane here. They start fighting. Pete Dunne gets involved. All three guys hate each other. They start brawling here. There's security. They come down. They're breaking it. They're pulling everyone apart. But Priest still manages to attack Pete Dunne. All the security's on the outside. Damian Priest picks up a security guy, a jobber cop.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's just call them jobber cops. I know it's security, but a jobber cop.
A putty.
Yeah.
He then hits a razor's edge to the outside onto all the other security guys. Awesome looking spot.
Yeah, I don't know who this jobber cop is. He's clearly a worker, but he took this really well.
Safe, because he landed that properly. What a razor's edge to the outside. You ever razor's edge someone from the outside into a pool?
Yeah.
And then their back is all red. Oh, that's what this guy just took. And then if that wasn't enough, now Dane and Dunne kind of get to their feet, and then Priest goes back in the ring and then hits a running tope, flipping over onto both of the guys, and then he stands up and like smiles and everything. So riddle me this, but perhaps a three-way dance between these three to settle the score at War Games.
Yeah, I'm not particularly into any of the characters,
right?
But I do think this triple threat will be a lot of fun.
How about a break your fingers match?
Break your fingers.
A break your fingers match between all three of these guys. I'm more interested in a three-way, I think, than another singles match.
I think so too. I think a three-way will break up the card quite well as well. Although we're going to get a load of three-ways that weekend.
It's the dream. So we have Mia Yim. She's backstage. She says, my matchup next is the main event against Io Shirai in a ladder match. She says, I can handle my business. And you see, I took my place last week. I proved I'm the HBIC, but this week I gotta gain that advantage. And Dakota Kai walks in. A bunch of women are being attacked at Full Sail, and Dakota Kai was not allowed on a team for said War Games match last week. Interesting. Suspicious. She says, hey, listen, I know things are weird right now, but whatever goes down, Mia, I have your back. So Dakota Kai is saying, I got you, Mia. I got you. So the main event time, Io Shirai versus Mia Yim. The winner gets advantage at War Games, meaning your team gets the first person in before the other.
Exactly, yeah.
The advantage. So this is a ladder match. This is crazy. Now, I mentioned we had an injury in the earlier match with Xia Li and Leah. Someone got their nose busted and there was blood everywhere. Well, this match is going to end up the same way. So this starts off. Io hits a huge tope near the beginning of the match, but then Mia fights back. It's a wheelbarrow, sending her like gut first into the ladder. They set up the ladder on the outside, like from the ring apron to the barricade, kind of setting it up there. And then Io Shirai like drop kicks it, super kicks it into Mia's face, but it's still set up there and will come into play later on. Mia Yim starts going after the fingers of Io Shirai. Mia Yim, obviously a big fan.
She was just watching Pete Dunne.
She's like, oh, maybe I should break her fingers. Slams the ladder down on Io Shirai's fingers and then hits a suplex onto the ladder onto Io Shirai. Awesome here. Io fights back, hits the 619 and then a flapjack, just like Okada. Not as good as the Ascension. We're watching the
Conan O'Brien.
We're watching What's Next. For our What's Next, we're watching old NXT, and these guys love their flapjacks, but they're fucking terrible.
They're terrible.
So Io Shirai does a good flapjack. So she hits that. She then goes for like a back body. Io Shirai counters a back body drop, lands on her feet, but then gets a huge belly to belly into the ladder. Kind of a weird landing, but it looked kind of cool in my opinion. It looked awesome.
Is this where
belly to
Beth
belly
says, oh, that's the like we're used to Beth saying that's the hardest part of the ring.
Yeah.
She goes, the roughest part of the ladder. Now, Beth, can you point out to me the softer part of the steel ladder, please?
Oh my god.
I don't think any part of it is particularly nice.
Maybe the rungs? The rungs.
It's still made of metal.
Yeah, but they're weaker, no? The rungs are weaker. Maybe.
The weaker? They're the bits you climb up.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, these women were going really hard. I did like the because you don't often see it in ladder matches. I did like Mia Yim targeting the hands because obviously how like to win a ladder match, you need to climb a ladder and grab something. If you don't have your hands, how are you going to do that? And we haven't seen that in ladder matches before. At least I haven't. So I thought that was cool storytelling there.
How are you going to grab it if your fingers are broken?
Exactly.
Yeah. So Mia Yim hits the belly in the corner on the ladder, but then Io Shirai stops her from climbing and gets her in between the ladder and starts slamming the ladder down on her. And then like using her the bendy parts start getting fucked up. So she starts just pushing her whole body weight onto her, beating her up. She goes like onto the apron about to like springboard in. Mia Yim picks up the ladder in the ring, and here's the spot. Mia Yim holding the ladder, standing up. Io Shirai on the apron jumps up, springboards into the ring, drop kicking from midair the ladder into Mia Yim's face, thus busting what looks like the bridge of her nose in some capacity. And instantly, Mia Yim is bleeding everywhere.
Blood.
Crimson mask, Mia Yim. Homie, she is leaking. Believe me.
And this looked even worse in the replay.
Holy, they slowed the replay down.
Her head snaps back. It could have been way worse.
This looks awful.
And then, I mean, I'm sure she'll post a picture on Instagram or something tomorrow.
Her face looks like.
But just from this match, it looked like her whole nose was misshapen.
Sure. Yeah, she wasn't sure if it was blood or she kept looking like she was trying to wipe her hair away, but it was blood.
Yeah,
it was just terrible.
This was scary, and for like a good couple of minutes, I was out of this match because this was frightening to watch.
This was very hard to watch. Yeah, very graphic, very bloody. They showed the replay, and oh my goodness, just insane. So the doctors and the refs, they all come in to start checking because they're wiping her up. She's like gushing, and they stopped. They did a good job of stopping it, but it still gushed out. But you stop the match at this point, so it's a ladder match. So that sucks because now Io Shirai can totally clearly just grabbed the thing.
And I mean, luckily, that's where the injured hand came into play, because maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I could feel, you could kind of see the kind of performer's dilemma here.
Right.
Because she knows she's going to win this match, knows this angle's coming up, and know you've probably got 10 minutes left on air.
So she should have just climbed and won.
I think so, but then you need to get this angle across over. And if it was going to be just a clean win, this is where you end the match. And she's kind of starts climbing. The referee goes over, is clearly like talking to her.
It looked a little botched, obviously, but whatever.
Obviously, but yeah. I hope she's okay. I think it was covered up with the fact her hand was injured, and now Io's like the pro and really selling that injured hand as to why she can't quite climb up the ladder now.
So they clean up Mia Yim, and she gets back in the match here. She stops Io from
to a huge ovation. Like, she's won over Full Sail now.
She stops Io from climbing the ladder. She stops her, but then she's on the outside, and here comes Dakota Kai down the ramp. She's consoling Mia, like, hey, get back in the match, stop Io. Io then hits a moonsault to the outside onto both Mia Yim and Dakota Kai. She goes to climb the ladder to win, but now Dakota gets up, comes in, and power bombs, a sit-out power bomb on Io Shirai there. And just as we think Mia Yim is going to grab the contract, the advantage, here comes Kaylee Ray, the NXT UK Women's Champion from over there on NXT UK. She gets involved, stops Mia Yim. Mia gets dumped to the outside. She's atop of the ladder here. The ladder is pushed over. She goes flying through the air to the outside of the ring where that ladder was set up earlier, across the apron and the ramp thing, or the guardrail. And Mia Yim goes crashing through that. Clearly a gimmick ladder, but holy shit, Mia Yim got beat up.
Even so, like the replay here, it's a big drop and you're landing on your back to the floor. And you're going through this ladder.
Io Shirai climbs the ladder quickly with the help of Kaylee Ray and grabs the advantage, and Io Shirai wins. I hope Mia Yim is okay. I hope Aaliyah's okay, but Mia Yim is a monster.
I feel if Mia Yim's in a War Games match next year, just say, can we just do the old-fashioned coin toss?
I'm not doing this.
I ain't doing this.
This isn't even the match yet.
I know.
This is the match to get that match.
I mean, got to give Mia Yim so much credit, because I don't think anyone would have blamed her if you stop the match here and just let Io win. But after that, I don't think you mentioned, she takes a nasty looking meteora to the face. Like the running leads.
Just insane.
From Io Shirai. And then this crazy bump to the outside. I thought this was a really good match. Really scary. Like they didn't hold back at all. I really hope Mia Yim's
I hope you're okay. Yeah, definitely. You're a beast.
Yeah, she's
For
a warrior.
Our entertainment, she's hurting herself, but like obviously the nose thing was an injury.
But also, I think she's won a load of fans tonight.
Yes, definitely. So, she's won me over tonight.
Io Shirai is that cool heel. Full Sail love her, and by the end of the match, everyone's chanting Mia. Everyone's booing Shirai and Kaylee Ray. I thought this was great, and cool to see Kaylee Ray involved. I think that's a great addition. Have Shayna, it makes complete sense. Shayna's like, well, I'm going to get another women's champion to help me.
Another champion who's in NXT UK, who needs some shine right now, too, in this whole Survivor Series thing. So it's quite interesting. I'm not the biggest Kaylee Ray fan, but this is her time. This is her chance to shine.
I haven't seen any of her, as far as I'm aware. So, I may have, but
she's been in NXT as an enhancement talent in the years prior as well. Here, like in the North American one.
Yeah.
I love this match, this ladder match. It had a bit of a lull, but I will say the injury took me out, but then it got crazy with crazier. It just felt insane. I know I'm maybe biased because I love Io Shirai, but she is the best women's wrestler in the world, in my opinion. She's so crisp at she's so believable. Her look, her character, everything about it. But Mia Yim definitely won a lot of people.
Now, and I love the stuff with Dakota Kai. Now, with the MJF thing, with MJF and Cody, what I've enjoyed up until Full Gear last weekend is all the opportunities where he could have turned, and people are thinking that's the moment he turns.
Right.
And he'll cut a promo similar to Dakota Kai did tonight, where
I got your back.
I've got your back and all that. And there'll be the moment in the match. So like in this match, she's running down and you think, oh, this is it. And it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I thought Dakota was going to turn.
We all thought Dakota was going to turn. And maybe it'll happen down the line.
Well, maybe it'll happen right now because we're still wondering, hey, Dakota's still here. After the match, they're checking on Mia Yim again. She's like, okay. The crowd is clapping. Io Shirai gets the hell out of there. But then Shayna Baszler comes out and she's clapping like, hey, Io Shirai, you did it. And Kaylee Ray, you did it. But almost instantly, Shayna Baszler is attacked by
Karen.
No. Bayley attacks Shayna Baszler. That's right. Bayley from the main roster, the SmackDown Women's Champion, attacks Shayna Baszler, hits her with like, what kind of move here was it? Like
it was kind of like the skull crushing finale onto the title on the ramp.
Like kind of like
a variation of it, just face planting her.
Like Jeff Jarrett's the stroke. That's what he used to call it. It's like the side wrestling leg sweep into the forward face buster. That was his move.
Okay.
Yeah. So Bayley attacking Shayna Baszler here. So was it Bayley who took everyone out? That's what they're alluding to here. Yeah. So Bayley was the attacker. How evil. Bayley, you know why? It's kayfabe. Bayley was in NXT in Full Sail for so long. She knows the ins and outs.
She knows. Yeah.
She's the prime suspect. She was totally there. She knew where to attack people. She knew everything because she lived there for so long. So yeah, Bayley attacking all the NXT folk here at Full Sail and NXT. So yeah, what a fun episode of NXT. I thought all the matches were great. I will say, I think my favorite match, I really like the Cruiserweight match. I really like Roddy and Keith Lee, but my favorite was this mayhem of a main event.
I think the ladder match was the best match tonight.
Yeah, women's wrestling strong in NXT, strongest in NXT, my opinion. I'm just me. Io Shirai is definitely like you always have like your favorite as a fan you always have like your favorites of like we're doing the best of near the end of the year. Definitely on my list.
For sure,
multiple times. So this was NXT.
Now, do you see there being a story with Mia Yim maybe being taken out of the match and Dakota Kai back in?
Possibly.
Because not only the ladder to the face, but that huge bump to the outside could have been a way to possibly write her out of the match.
It could.
Maybe that's something they'll keep telling. We've got one more episode,
and then Dakota Kai pins Shayna in War Games.
Sure.
Comeback kick.
And set up that.
Comeback kick, a team kick. So that's what we thought of the November 13th edition of NXT. But let's see what you think. We do a forum, forum.postwrestling.com. Every Wednesday night when NXT is on, we post up there on the Post Wrestling Forum, NXT feedback, and we'll read it here on the show. As well, we go on YouTube Live. What's our YouTube channel?
BDE Official.
Yes, you can follow us because NXT ends around like 10:05, whatever. So around 10:30, we go live on YouTube to record this. So shout out everyone on our YouTube right now. We'll get some feedback there. So if whoever's on the YouTube right now in our hangout here, put your feedback in and we'll read it after we read the forum feedback here. I know it's getting complicated. I'm going to start with the feedback. We go to Pick Japan. He says, greetings, a poem. My NXT, how I cry. Can it be saved? Even by Shirai. There was once a show, the one you know, where stories were straight and the wrestling was great. Then along came Vince, and now I wins as enemies band together just for some Survivor Series feather. On one night they are enemies, and the next they are allies. How can we make sense? What will be their alibis? Desire for ratings must have made a mess. For McMahon they must impress. Go away Raw, go away SmackDown. They stick in my craw and make me frown. Ahoy! And if Raw could send a pirate, that would be okay. Wow, that was beautiful.
So, Pick Japan's not happy with this
invasion.
I don't think it's been bad. In general, we've seen the heels invade together and the baby faces invade together. It was only that one moment at the end of SmackDown where everyone was stranded in Saudi Arabia that you had the whole NXT lot.
Right.
And even then, like you look at it and Ciampa's staring at the title. I don't think it's been messy. Definitely in years past, you've seen SmackDown attacking Raw with people who are having rivalries against each other teaming up. I haven't found that this year.
Well, they have announced Raw and SmackDown Survivor Series teams, but we don't have an NXT team. So I'm guessing we'll get to that later on. So it is a little messy, but whatever. It's cool. I'm just happy to see all these dream matches. We haven't talked about another dream match that's been added from a guy who lost tonight, the North American champion, Roderick Strong versus AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Insane.
Triple threat Survivor Series. They took away the revival in that dream match, so they gave us this one.
Yeah.
Do we see Nakamura get taken out and Daniel Bryan in?
Maybe. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Really wouldn't.
Either of those matches are dream matches to me. And Roderick Strong on Survivor Series. Roddy, get that money, baby. Camp Strong, Champ Strong. I love this man. And he's getting Survivor Series rub here. I took work off. I'm watching Survivor Series.
Now, I'm just gonna go off on one here. So you've got Sami Zayn forming a little faction with Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro.
Okay.
Nakamura's in this match, former NXT champion.
Right.
Sami Zayn is former NXT champion. Cesaro had a great run in NXT.
Yeah.
Could you see some kind of turn and joining Team NXT?
Whoa.
Just beating down on AJ, who's been the guy, the OC, who's been feuding with
this
NXT.
Is what's going to happen. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to kick both of them in the balls and then instantly win the match. That's what's going to happen. Yeah,
that's definitely a match I'm looking forward to.
I can't wait to see that. I went to see Ring of Honor once, and it was Nakamura versus Roderick Strong.
I thought you saw that,
Yeah, and Roderick Strong went flying into me. I caught him. Bad bump from Roddy. Nakamura threw him. Go to some feedback.
Yeah, we go to Tampa Heat. Good evening, gents.
Hello.
Another great episode of NXT. The main event was fantastic, but did we have to kill Mia? My word, I honestly wasn't sure she was going to make it through the match. That's what the old folks would call doing it hard way.
Yeah.
I honestly hope she is okay. The 13th of November, 2019 will now be the day I no longer think wrestling is fake. Side note, WrestleMania ticket party was lit tonight. Jason from Tampa.
Hey, Jason, you're in Tampa, so if we head down over there, you got to give us some recommendations. What's the haps down in Tampa?
Yeah.
Who's going to WrestleMania weekend? Because we're definitely thinking about it. We go to Paul from New Jersey. Look, before anyone throws around any wild accusations, Dakota would never attack anyone from behind. Nobody knows what happened. For all we know, it could have been a case of food poisoning, savagely being attacked by a dangerous, probably armed assailant. Don't fry, Dakota Kai. When Aaliyah came out, I audibly groaned. However, if they are doing a kick in the face made her ugly angle, I am so friggin' in. Phantomness of Full Sail. Wow, I love it. I also really enjoyed it when Riddle called Finn a putz for some reason. Love y'all. Hey, I love you too, brother. Thank you.
We go to Matt from the 604. Where's the 604?
I don't know. Matt, you got to tell us where the 604 is.
Real hyped on the NXT Cruiserweight belt and how it's become relevant again.
Yeah.
Where do you guys see the division going and who ends the year as champion?
I want Rush to keep it for a while.
I think Rush will have it for a while.
But then I like how they do contenders and match for the title on the weekly shows like tonight.
Yeah.
But then at a pay-per-view, at a takeover, make it like a bigger opponent, a bigger challenge, and title changes and stuff.
I would like to see the Cruiserweight title defended at a takeover because that crowd will eat that up. And I think it would be great for that division.
Evil. Yeah, that's right. Evil from New Japan.
Yep.
He writes in for our feedback. He says, I watched Dynamite live and catching up on NXT now. I just finished Garza versus Rush. The match was so good, I already feel NXT is going to win this week.
Ooh.
If I had to nitpick, I don't like how Angel Garza popped up so quickly to argue the ref not catching his foot on the ropes. Why didn't you just pop like that to kick out? Yeah, there was some tension with the foot on the ropes near the end, but it kind of wasn't very obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
For the finish.
So yeah.
I completely missed that.
He could challenge again, arguing.
For sure.
That. Yeah.
Okay.
And he could win. There we go, talking about a title change.
Yeah. We go to Mystery. Please keep Mia Yim in your thoughts and prayers. She committed 2 grave sins tonight, pissing off Io Shirai and also being a dirty cheater with Dakota helping her out. Hey, it's no DQ, Mystery. Seriously, am I supposed to root for Team Rhea? The crowd seemed to like Kaylee Ray coming out to even the odds from what I saw and heard. And I just want to say I would be 100% behind a stable led by Io, composed of Kaylee Ray and Bianca.
Wow.
That being said, I will give Mia Yim some serious respect for taking that wicked as hell ladder bump.
Yeah.
As an aside, I would love to see a faction led by Io, composed of Kaylee Ray and Bianca Belair. They look so natural together posing in the ring. As for Bayley attacking everyone, I am watching your stream right now. That's what seems to be the case. she is taking the credit for it on Instagram and
Ooh.
Twitter.
She wanted to speak to the manager and beat up everyone in the way. She's like, I don't care.
EO also tweeted this out. Translation courtesy of Karen. Sorry.
Wait, Io Shirai said something. I have to read this.
Yeah. I sacrifice my life in the ring, even if I have to crawl up from the depths. Fighting is our way of life.
Yes, Io. See, Io, I'm a lover, not a fighter. We go to Hugh Saunders. Hugh from Melbourne here. Hey, Melbourne. Another fantastic show as usual from the main roster.
Yes.
The Cruiserweight title match was brilliant, even though there's only 1 week until TakeOver. I hope Lio gets a chance to defend the title on the show. Hey, maybe you could do the rematch there. Angel Garza versus Rush again.
Sure.
I'm saying that. It's a great to see Bronson Reed out here, but for fuck's sakes, never put thick on your gear again. Is it me, or has he and Swerve appeared the most of the mid-card guys since the move to USA?
I'd say Cameron Grimes and then these guys, yeah.
Vanessa Bourne tweeted out that Xia Li is the sloppiest person in the locker room, but when I watched it clip back, it looked like Aaliyah got her hands up. Accident or work? Yeah, it's probably a work.
That's a weird thing to tweet out, though.
Yeah.
Because saying sloppy, that's saying it's...
Yeah, that's kind of rude.
Yeah.
Even though I described that match like that earlier.
Sure, but you describe it as a critic of wrestling, not like their characters should think it's real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm betting we get Dane versus Dunn versus Priest at War Games, maybe even #1 contenders match. Who is left that's big enough name to join the team of Ciampa? Will Gargano or Dream be cleared? Yeah, we were thinking that it's Dream being added to the War Games match. He says that the ladder match started slow and then Mia died with the drop kick. Then Kaylee Ray came out. I'll admit that was a surprise. And then Mia died again. Does Dakota take her place? It seems like a weird direction for the story to take. Keep up the good work, boys. Thank you, Hugh.
We go to Eva from London. Shayna Supervan for hire. This week's random Shayna Baszler fact no one asked for. Shayna's father, Skip, on a podcast revealed when he took her to her first live wrestling event in the late 80s. It was an AWA card featuring Mr. Perfect.
Wow, she's inspired by Mr. Perfect.
Thoughts on the show? Great Garza versus Rush match. Great Strong versus Lee match. Great Swerve versus Reed match. Very good ladder match. Kaylee Ray as 4th team member for Baszler caught me completely off guard, but I loved it. Bayley taking out the entire women's locker room on her own. I like Bayley, especially this new heel version, but Bayley Stealth Ninja, that just stretches my suspension of disbelief. Also, how does Dakota get her heat back? Question. We have 3 matches for War Games. What will the other 2 be? Keep up the good work, Braden Davie.
Thank you.
I assume the triple threat.
Well, I'm going to defend the Bayley thing. I explained it already. She knows Full Sail. She can like sneak in and out.
But also, I feel
psycho killer.
I kind of felt you could have Kaylee Ray having taken out Rhea and Tegan.
It just so happened that they both did it.
Just both it. That may be a little confusing.
Yeah. What other War Games matches could you add? So the Cruiserweight title they could add, the triple threat, the War Games match, and the singles match. That's 4 matches. There is room for a 5th one there. But
you've got 2 War Games, Riddle.
Oh, sorry, there's 2
triple
War Games.
Threat.
Oh, that's already 5 matches. That's a lot of matches. Yeah, I think the card is taken. Sango from Malaysia. There should be no discrediting Mia Yim after all those bumps, suplexing an Io and herself onto a ladder, getting her face busted open and dropping. That's some CWC shit. Keith Strong fell flat for me. I felt the angle leading up flowed weirdly, and the match itself went slow. Garza Rush, on the other hand, was probably my match of the year, TV match of the year. Non-stop action, bell to bell, cheeky character work, all in front of a crowd that adores them. Love watching the Cruiserweights rebirth at Full Sail. The rebirth of the Cruiserweights.
Yeah.
He says that, side note, Denzel Curry's Ricky is going to be on the theme for TakeOver War Games 2019. Here's hoping he does a verse for someone's entrance. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he's awesome. Good night, sleep tight, and protect your noses. Yeah, protect your neck, protect your noses, Mia Yim.
And finally, we go to Naz from NYC, not the rapper. First of all, just signed up on the Patreon.
Oh,
thank you very much. You guys are amazing. I've been a Raw SmackDown guy for years. Go to all live WWE shows in New York City. Didn't really watch wrestling outside of the main roster in WWE. Only recently picked up on NXT after it moved on to TV.
Wow.
This show is fantastic. It's getting better every week. Triple H needs to take over WWE like yesterday. If you have time, please suggest NXT storylines for me to go back and watch on the network. I'm kicking myself for missing out on NXT for all these years. What was I thinking? I even turned down NXT TakeOver New York tickets at Mania weekend.
You should have went.
I mean, I'd say just go through
Gargano Ciampa.
Gargano Ciampa.
Who took out Aleister Black just for fun.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much anything of Gargano from 2018.
Yeah. Anything.
Honestly, like, and yeah.
Do you want to see if anyone in the YouTube has any feedback if they're still kicking around? Because I know that we forum.postwrestling.com is where we post the feedback every week. But since we're doing this on YouTube, I wondered if anyone. So if you want to read something that they have here,
they all seem just talking amongst themselves at the moment. But I would like to take this opportunity to thank some of our very kind patrons who allow us to keep on doing this show.
Yes, Patreons, I love you guys. You guys help us do this, and we love doing this. We're your NXT friends, and you guys are doing it.
So I would like to say thank you to Kim P, Lee Patterson, Alexandra Dominguez, just Matt, Antonio Florio, Jared Black, and Justin Morris.
Thank you to Combe
Garahi,
Benjamin Kegel.
Kogel.
I'm bad at this. I'm like dyslexic. Benjamin Kagel, Don Cameron, Paul Scultro, James O, Adam Ali, Mike Roche, did both, and Nas, not the rapper. I'm botching all your names, but you clearly know who you guys are because you follow our Patreon. So thank you to all our Patrons. Thank you to you. If you are like, hey, I just want to hear the UpNXT stuff. I don't really want to do those stuff. Well, support us. Follow the Twitter at UpNXT Podcast. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you listen, go rate us and write a review. Say how much you like us on the podcasting app, and that is how you can help us out as well. So thank you guys for listening. We do this every Wednesday night for Post Wrestling. We will be doing a bunch of shows with John and Way this month. So stay tuned for that. For Survivor Series, The Invasion, The Takeover.
You'll be sick of us soon.
Yeah, you will be.
You'll be hearing a lot from us.
So we have a bunch of shows on our Patreon, again, available for only $5 a month. You can be a North American champion and get all the shows we've already recorded, everything, the back catalog, and it continues to grow. So I'm super pumped with all the shows that we've been putting out. We got a great ovation thus far, and it's only $5 a month, so that's pretty great. So thank you, guys. We will chat with you soon. I mean, go check out our Mandalorian review as well for free everywhere. It's
available now. As you're listening to this, it's
Go get it and listen to that if you're a Star Wars. But again, watch the show before you listen to that.
For sure.
So we'll be back next week, Wednesday. Thank you for listening. I am on Twitter and Instagram. I am at the Brady.
And I am at Davie Portman.
And we will talk to you soon.